I believe that the issues confronting us cross party lines. No nation in history has ever survived a tax burden that reached a third of its national income.
What's your name?
Name's Joe Wurzelbacher.
Good to see you, Joe.
I'm getting ready to buy a company that makes about $250,000, $270,000, $80,000 a year.
All right.
Your new tax plan is going to tax me more, isn't it? I'm a plumber. I work 10, 12 hours a day. If I buy another truck and add something else to it and build the company, I'm getting taxed more and more.
It's not that I want to punish your success. I just want to make sure that everybody who is behind you, that they've got a chance at success too. Everybody's so pinched that business is bad for everybody. And I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody.
They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
That's the crux of the whole problem right there. And essentially, what if you're just a 2 or 3 man operation? If you got to pay health insurance on 2 other guys, and so your profit's $30,000, why even have a business? I mean, just, throw it up and go work for somebody else, that isn't a small business. Then you kind of run small business right out of America.
Whether it's Joe the plumber in Ohio or the working men and women of New Mexico, we shouldn't be taxing our small businesses more, as Senator Obama wants to do. We need to be helping them expand their businesses, create jobs.
Senator McCain has been throwing everything he's got at us, so hoping something will stick. He's called me a socialist.
My friends, America didn't become the greatest nation on earth by giving our money to the government to spread the wealth around in this country. We believe in spreading opportunity for those who need jobs and those who create them, and that's exactly what I'll do as President of the United States.
Back in 1927, an American socialist, Norman Thomas, 6 times candidate for president on the Socialist Party ticket, said the American people would never vote for socialism. But he said under the name of liberalism, the American people will adopt every fragment of the socialist program.
And I've read Barack Obama's books pretty carefully, and he, in his own words, talks about being drawn to Marxists. He talks about when he was a student at Occidental College in Los Angeles. He said, as a black student, you had to choose your friends carefully, and I did so. The black, militants, the Marxists, and he says Marxists.
You may recognize this famous quote, "From each according to his abilities, to each according to his needs." That's from Karl Marx. How is Senator Obama not being a Marxist if he intends to spread the wealth around?
Are you joking? Is this a joke?
No.
All this stuff's coming out about whether he's a socialist. I don't know why anyone is surprised by it, because if you read his own words and his sort of orientation coming up as a liberal through college and as a young man, it's not a huge shock.
Back in 1936, Mr. Democrat himself, Al Smith, the great American, came before the American people and charged that the leadership of his party was taking the party of Jefferson, Jackson, and Cleveland down the road under the banners of Marx, Lenin, and Stalin.
It's going to come down to what we believe in. And our opponents put their faith in government. John and I, we put our faith in all of you. And what John McCain and I believe in is what Ronald Reagan believed in.
Here's what I'm trying to understand. Reagan inherited a far more difficult economic scenario, and I discussed this with Governor Palin last night. He had 21.5% interest rates, 12.5% inflation rate, nearly 10 million jobs lost. He drops the top marginal rate to 70 to 28%. Revenues doubled to the government, 20 million new jobs are created, longest period of peacetime economic growth. Why don't you say, and the Obama plan's the antithesis of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't afford 4 more years of the same tired old theory that says we should give more and more to billionaires and millionaires and hope that prosperity trickles down on everybody else. That's the failed theory that got us into this mess. It hasn't worked. It's time for a change, and that's why I'm running for President of the United States of America.
We believe in the forward movement of freedom and not the constant expansion of government. And we believe that those virtues of freedom, as John McCain has proved, they are worth fighting for.
Every businessman has his own tale of harassment. Somewhere a perversion has taken place. Our natural unalienable rights are now considered to be a dispensation of government. And freedom has never been so fragile, so close to slipping from our grasp as it is at this moment. Our Democratic opponents seem unwilling to debate these issues. They want to make you and I believe that this is a contest between two men, that we're to choose just between two personalities. Well, what of this man?
We just need a new direction. We just need a new politics. We need to get beyond the old ideological debates and divides between left and right. We don't need bigger government or smaller government. We need more competent government. If you don't have health care, you're going to be able to buy the same kind of health care that members of Congress give themselves. If you are willing to invest in community service or national service, then we will guarantee that every single one of you can go to college and you are going to have your tuition covered, no ifs, ands, or buts.
No government ever voluntarily reduces itself in size. So government programs once launched never disappear. Actually, a government bureau is the nearest thing to eternal life we'll ever see on this earth.
Now, my friends, I know you're worried. America is a great country, but we're at a moment of national crisis that will determine our future. And I want to ask you, will we continue to lead the world's economies, or will we be overtaken? Will the world become safer or more dangerous? Will our military remain the strongest in the world? Will our children and grandchildren's future be brighter than ours? My answer to you is yes. Yes, we will lead. Yes, we will prosper. Yes, we will be safer. Yes, we will pass on to our children a stronger, better country.
Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. We, the people, are free. This belief has been the underlying basis for everything I've tried to do these past 8 years. But back in the 1960s, when I began, it seemed to me that we'd begun reversing the order of things. That through more and more rules and regulations and confiscatory taxes, the government was taking more of our money, more of our options, and more of our freedom. I went into politics in part to put up my hand and say, stop. I was a citizen politician, and it seemed the right thing for a citizen to do. I think we have stopped a lot of what needed stopping. And I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited.